What's up, Capoeira Nation? Welcome back to the Capoeira Experience podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for your support. And thank you so much for being consistent and amazing capoeirista. And I know it's hard right now because COVID and apparently we're going back on numbers. But please keep training, keep pushing, and keep practicing. Especially keep supporting your capoeira class, your capoeira school. Okay. And that being said, I came to you today, especially because um, so yesterday I was thinking, man, if there, we always, I'm a very positive person. Okay. I'm always looking to improve. I'm always looking to get better at whatever I do. Of course, I'm not looking for perfection. I'm looking to get better. And even in capoeira, I don't try to look for perfection. I don't like to look. I personally, my personal opinion, for you to get to know me, I don't get. I don't like to get trapped on the perfection cycle. Personally, however, people out there like to see it. I don't like to be like, oh, this move have to be perfect. This move have to be um, beautiful, whatever that means, right? Uh, but what I like to do is I like to be better. I like to improve. I like to be good. Um, I don't want to be perfect, but I want to be good. Okay, if that makes sense, I think that makes sense. But um, what are you looking for? Ask yourself, like, do I want to be perfect? Do I want to be perfect? Is there, and if I want to be perfect, what does the perfect looks like? How do we know something is perfect? You know what I mean? But I know for fact stuff can be good, right? Can be improved, can be uh, get better, and it can grow to a better position. Whatever it is in life, I like to. I grew up like that. My mom was always like, "You have to get better at this." Doesn't mean that you have to be perfect, right? But you have to be always willing to improve and willing to open your arms to get better, and to improve. And especially, I want to talk because I was thinking yesterday, like talking, I was saying before, I was thinking, we always looking to be a really good instructors, really good teachers. We always trying to present really good information for people to actually uh, be or see your perspective, or get to know you, right? To get to know your perspective on any topic. Now specific about capoeira, we always try to present, right, as a, from my perspective, a good instructor, a good teacher seeks to improve the person that you're teaching, right? That you're teaching to. um it can be form, it can be good forms, of course, and go on. We can go very, very deep on that in another topic. But today, I want to talk about being a good student. What does it mean to you? Or at this point, to me, because I'm the one talking to you. But what does it mean to me being a good student? And I'm saying this from my perspective. I'm still a student. I think capoeira, from my perspective, I think capoeira, we are always students. Um, Regardless of whatever title we got, right? Um, I listen so many mestres talking about I'm still learning, the mestre saying, uh, papueras, or me asking, or somebody ask, and I'm present in front of that mestre talking. Um, I'm always learning. I'm always looking to learn new stuff. I'm always learning. from my students. So I think it's good also to see what does it mean to be a good student. So first of all, what does it even mean being a student? What is the definition of being a student? I look it up. So it will be a person, or this, what defines as a student, right? A person engaged in studying, one who is devoted to learning, a learner, a pupil, a scholar, especially one who attends to a school or who seeks knowledge from professional teachers or from books. In capoeira, it will be more for professional, right? You can find books, but is much better when you have that personal interaction from directly from a teacher or an instructor. As a student, to continue, as a student, uh, I'm sorry, the student of academy, a college or a university, a medical student, a hard student. Okay. Of course, medical student, we talk about capoeira, right? This will be the definition I found. But I personally think is something caused off from this concept. Um, a student that's engaged to studying, right? A student that asks questions and wants to learn more from this um, topic. For example, in this case, it will be capoeira, right? So a person that is engaged on studying capoeira. So a person, of course, at the beginning, don't get me wrong, right? At the beginning, we usually seek, we get into capoeira once we see the moves, right? I think everybody, I'm not sure. I think everybody likes capoeira first because the movements, right? Because it's very acrobatic, it's very movable, it's very interesting martial arts, right? It keeps you engaged in many ways. And you see people doing cartwheels and doing macacos and doing backflips, doing mouse, perji mouse, uh, perji cabeza, stuff like that. So the person is like, oh yeah, I want to learn that. Once you get into capoeira, that's when you kind of like, oh, you start seeing the music and you see the instruments and then you see the history behind these and you see the story behind the instructor and you see the other teacher and so on and so on and so on, that we already know, right? If we have um even few months before uh sorry, few months into capoeira, right? So that's when we actually get engaged in capoeira at the beginning. We get engaged more with the movements. Once we see more and we get engaged in the community. We see classes and we see the instructor talking about like traveling and hadas and another groups, visiting another class, visiting friends, and it so involves so much, right? So engage in the capoeira as a student, from my perspective, it means, be. I'm also very inquisitive. I like to see how this works, how what it is, what is happening here, how what can I check? Okay, so I see language, and then you get engaged in capoeira, right? You find how to learn more from either the person that is teaching you directly or from somebody else, right? Which in capoeira we can learn from everybody, everybody, everybody. I learn from even from the people that is the first class, and I can learn from people that has been doing capoeira for decades, for decades. So is a learner, is a pupil, is attends to a school. So it brings everything to the points I want to show here. I came up with about 8 points. There it will be about 8 points. So I think the first point, it would be positive attitude. Positive attitude. Once you come to class and you come excited, and you I think this is the biggest, because without positive, from my perspective, without positive attitude, it's hard for us to learn, especially when we get to the rough time in your head, when you are like, oh man, I have to learn all these moves, I have to learn all these movements, and I don't know how to do it. Oh no, this is not for me. What is the positive attitude, and being like, oh, all these movements, or all these crazy moments that I gotta learn, the Jenga and the dodges, and I don't know how to do cartwheels, I don't know how to do handstands, but I'm going to try. I'm going to keep doing it until I actually get it, or I get better. You know, so it takes time. It's about the practice. It's about the repetition. It's about showing up to class, and uh, the other positive, besides the positive attitude, the next will be listens. You listen to your instructor, on many ways. When instructor tells you, I can teach you what I know, especially my class. In my class, I can teach you what I know. I teach what I know. I'm not going to teach something that I don't know or I don't do. So I'm going to pass the information that I already know, and I'm going to pass the information that I control, right? So I'm not, or I have done. I'm not going to pass information about, I don't know, something that I don't know, in general. And as a student, we have to listen. When if my master comes to me and be Kashishi, uh, try to look more about anatomy, for example, just as an example, right? Try to study a little more anatomy so you can understand the body. Oh, okay, cool. So I'm going to listen to my master and be like, start looking and researching about the human anatomy. Or he can be, my master can be, Kashishi, start looking for more music, and then so on, so on, so on. You have to learn how to listen, and and learn that whenever we say, as an instructor or as a teacher, um, we we say this information to help you grow as a capoeirista in the whatever we are teaching, and the information that we're passing here. It can be music. We can be like, hey, watch this video and learn a little bit of how it is, or practice in class. At least start once per week. You don't have to merge yourself 100% the first time. Once per week, try to practice um, handstand or the Jenga. Just go home, practice the Jenga 5 minutes once per week before you come to class. That's it. Okay. And then, because we are telling you how how to break it down and how to understand some stuff, right? Can be music, can be movements, can be anything during our journey as a teacher or as instructor, that passing that information to you. And that actually comes together with the next, which is following instruction. As a student, we have to follow instructions. I don't know, sometimes um I see have students in the past where they are like, you be like, let's do the cartwheel this way. Oh, what if I do it this way? We're doing cartwheel this way now, to the right. Do cartwheel to the right. What? Whoa! But I just know I'm gonna do it to the left. It's like, no, hold on, do it to the right. This point, blah 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 blah. Right. So it's no, try to not get that back and forth with your instructor, with your maestri, with your whoever is teaching you. Uh, the whole point is for us to follow the person or the instructions the person is teaching the class, right? That's why they are there, and that's why they got where they are. and we can practice what they are passing us. Okay. Also, I I put this at the very one of the last, but I think this should be the next is always show up. Always show up to class, either online, either in person. If of course right now many people without jobs, without money to pay the instructor. But if you have uh, the communication with your instructor, you should talk to them and be like, I don't have the money right now to come to class. How can I help you? Is it possible for me to do something? Because I don't want to quit. I don't want to quit right now. And just talk to your instructor and see what they're gonna say, your teacher, and see what they're gonna say. And always, always show up to class. Always show up. Even if you're in a bad mood, even if you're tired, even if you exhausted that time, even if you forgot to take a nap that day, or you couldn't take a nap and you're tired, you couldn't take that power nap. Show up, because you never know. You probably learn something, or capoeira is going to change your mood. Capoeira is going to help you to feel better at that moment. Push and show up. Don't let your instructor down, because sometimes we're just there. As instructors, we're human beings too. We also get tired. We also get we're not feeling it that day. We are down, or we super excited and we're gonna come to class. We're also humans. You can also um, help to motivate your instructor or your teacher through just by you showing up to class, by you showing your face in class. That will help any instructor or any teacher out there, any maestri out there, to get more motivation in your class. But show with a positive attitude. Okay. The next, it will be seek improvement. I think seeking improvement is very important for us to get better. Again, we always have to look to get better, not perfect, because I'm not looking for perfection. I'm looking for to get better. And by seeking improvement, or by looking to where to get better, is again connected to show up. Or you don't have to uh, you should practice at home while you practice in class. It's not always for you to practice just in class. If you want to get better, you are going to practice something on the side. Even off class, when you go back home, just you want to get better at Portuguese, find the way how to learn Portuguese. We are on a time where we have so much information. We have so much information out there. And, pretty much a lot of people started on the same time that I started. Probably, hopefully you agree with me. And, when we started, YouTube wasn't loaded of so much information. Right now we have YouTube. Right now we have Google, that you can Google anything, or any uh, information. We have many books, many capoeira books, and we also have a podcast that you can follow. So you can find so much information out there, learn from many people, and there are many capoeiristas out there. Many capoeiristas. We also have social media, and you. I'm no big social media person, and I'm not into teaching through social media. I don't think that would be a good way to teach. You can motivate the community, but to teach through social media, I don't think that would be, from my point of view, I don't think that would be a good way to teach. But there's people out there, and we have to seek improvements. We have to seek how to get better in capoeira, because the topic is capoeira, right? So we have to get better at capoeira, and that will help you to get better outside of capoeira too. The other I think is really, really important here is team player. We have to be team players as a student. And because as a team player, we can help our instructor, we can help our teacher, our mestre, you know, hey mestre, hey instructor, hey whatever, hey kashi, how can I help you to improve the class? Bachisados, dude, team player, because the for bachisado, when we team play on to have a really good bachisado is the best feeling, because it's not fair for the instructor or teacher when you just go to the bachisado or you just go to their bachisado and you are like, hey, as a student, right? As a I didn't like how this went, or I didn't like how this go. I didn't like the space, or I didn't like how my core was. I didn't like how, and the first reaction is criticize what they did when I didn't put hands on the bachisado, or where I didn't help at all on that bachisado, because if we want something really good to happen, why not put the hands on it? When we want amazing bachisado, we want the great energy, why not collaborate to that energy? And as a team player, as a part of the group, whenever I go to my mestre bachisado, I'm always going to help. I don't care what I need to do. I need to drive people, I'll drive people. And I know I'm not going to wait sitting for me to have my mestre come to me and tell me. I'm always, man, I always go to my mestre and be like, hey mestre, how can I help you? Do you need help? Do you need to sweep? You need to hang something on the walls? You need cameras on? You need a beating box together? What do you need? Because once you are the one leading, you want everything to go really good. Not perfect, but it can be really good. And it's so much stuff on our table, and by one person helping is going to make a big difference. Then and the last one, um uh it will be part of the first, everything, and again, all this is connected. I think all these can help us to be better students, and on a big way, and is be involved in the classes, not just on the classes, on any events, in the workshops, any demonstrations, presentations. And I'm very thankful for my students, because all of them are very involved on whenever I ask for a favor and be like, hey, will you help me to 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 get involved? Will you be involved on this demonstration for or this small workshop? If you guys want to do it, feel free to come. And I'm very, very happy. All my students are like that. Shootouts to every single of my students. And I'm very thankful for how you guys. I'm very thankful for uh, for you to be part of my class. But also, you have to be involved, and as a capoeira community, we have to be involved in the process. We have to engage. We should not criticize uh, somebody or our peers if we don't know what they're going through, right? We shouldn't. For example, I heard many people saying, "Oh, this bachisado is horrible." Yeah, but what do you do for the bachisado? You know, if I remember back in Venezuela, we about 7 or 10 of us, 7 or 10, or something like that. We were making chords. We made chords like a month before, because the biggest bachisado, I think we were about 300 or something like that. I don't remember, and over 300. I was like 325 or something like that. And we make like 300 chords, dude. That was like took us like a week to make the whole thing. We gotta measure it, we gotta cut it, we gotta make the nuts, we gotta tape it, we gotta name it, we gotta put on the right size, on the right side. and we gotta dip it, we gotta dye it, we gotta make sure we don't mess it up. We gotta it's a process, right? It's a process. And, and at the end of the bachizado, this person came and we were having a conversation with somebody. They didn't know 2 or 3 of us were part of the organization who helped behind the scene to dye the cords. And when they came to us and they were like, this yellow looks ugly. And we were like, excuse me. And the person was like, yeah, this yellow is too is the core is too short and the yellow is too light. I like the yellow. I like my yellow to be a little bit darker. And we were like, excuse me. We were like 1 week painting those cords. Dude, what the heck? What do you do? And that person just show up to the bachizado, go to the cords, and peace out. Didn't even put table together. He didn't cut any cords. Didn't help to move people around. Didn't help to registration. So is you get my point, like how can it shouldn't be a thing, when we help, when we go to a bachizado or when we are part of bachizado and be like, my car is too ugly. Or my car is too short. Or my car is too long. Or this shirt is what horrible design. Do you design it? Do you find it the way? Is let's not get into the loop. Let's help each other grow. Let's support our community in many ways. If we say we're gonna support across the board, right? And it's not just support to support the community just because I'm gonna get a benefit out of it. It's on my point. It doesn't work that way, but there's people there. So please keep training capoeira. Keep working hard. Never, like my episode before, never give it up. And we have to get tougher when stuff goes south. Okay, when we get points, when we get stuck on movements, we don't get it. That's when we have to get tougher and get together and when the poop hit the fence. I'm sorry, when poop hit the fan, who's gonna run around? So make sure you stay positive attitude, listen, follow instruction, seek improvement, accept your teacher critics, which is really important. Team player, always show up and be involved or engage in your capoeira class, in your capoeira community, okay? Especially your local community. Okay, thank you so much. Those are my points. If you got any point, what do you think? Okay, share it. Share any point, share any information. Don't be shy. If you play in the Hada, you're not shy. Okay, so buy the game. Keep training. Keep showing up to class. Keep supporting your instructor, teacher, mestre, or whoever is teaching your class. Keep supporting them because you showing up makes a better class. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for showing up to listen to this podcast. Thank you so much for be an amazing capoeirista. Thank you so much. Please share with your friends. Share with anyone out there that practice capoeira. And let's get together in the Hada. Okay, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much. Instructor Kashishi saying goodbye until next episode. Please share, follow on Instagram and YouTube. All right. Thank you so much. Peace. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for getting this far. Remember, please subscribe, give us a thumbs up on Facebook or YouTube. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. This is going to help us and help me to get bigger numbers and bigger subscribers so we can give more information. Okay, please, if you're listening, I know you're listening, I know you're watching, please give me a subscribe, give me a like. Okay, I know you're watching right here or listening. All right, have an amazing day. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening every single episode, especially the episode we just did. All right, thank you so much. Peace.